Morgan, and I wanted to talk about a way that live theatrical productions can make their shows more accessible. And so what got me thinking about this is right after I got done doing like a thrifted item video, I remembered that I have another like clothing related video from a little while ago now that I haven't like published yet or posted, like I haven't like officially made it like a public video yet. And it was a video where I was talking about what I planned to wear to the opera that night. And at the opera, like they had the opera was originally like it was like had lyrics in another language, and the actors on stage, they were singing in that language. But in order to make it so that the audience could actually, like, because I live in an area that primarily speaks English, and the opera wasn't in English, they had like these big, like, I guess I describe them as like marquees with like these big things hanging off the ceiling that had like text in English like displayed on it, so that way the audience could understand what was being said. And that got me like thinking, like, why don't they do this for all shows? Because there are a lot of people out there who are like hard of hearing or have difficulty like hearing and understanding like spoken words. Like I have a relative who relies on hearing aids because like they're almost deaf. And so I'm like, one way, but like, okay, and the trouble that I kind of have is like I'm very sensitive to loud noises. And so sometimes it's like if something's like loud enough for him to understand, it can be painful for me. And I'm over here like, what's the word? I'm gonna go get these real quick. Sorry. I rely on like this like hearing protection as an accessibility tool. And I can still hear stuff that's going on with these on. So these are a very helpful accessibility tool for me. But I'm like, an accessibility tool or something that might be helpful for him would be like to have subtitles on things. Like it would be really, really helpful for people who may not necessarily have like be able to hear or understand like spoken English for whatever reason, whatever disability reason. They might find it easier to have like, what's the word, like subtitles. Like how come live theatrical productions don't normally have subtitles like all the time? Like why can't we just make this a thing all the time? And because there are a lot of people who would benefit from being able to read things, who might have an easier time like understanding things that are also written in addition to being said. So like I really love the idea of like live theatrical productions all the time, and not just for operas in foreign languages. How come we can't always have subtitles to reflect what's being spoken on stage? Like that would be super, super, super awesome. And because I've been in theater before, like I know that I know that we have like usually there are like soundboard operators and stuff who will do like the time, like who are doing like they'll do sounds at a specific time on stage. Like how come we can't have like what's the word? And because things are usually scripted, like we know approximately, like we know what words are being spoken. They might not be 100% always, the timing might be a little off, but like how come we can't have someone just like pressing something on a keyboard to go to the next like slide or the next program on the marquee to reflect what's being spoken on stage? Like how come, like I'm thinking like that would be for like larger theaters, wouldn't that be relatively easy to do? Like if you already have like for big theaters where they already have that technology for opera, why don't they do that for all performances? Like that would be so relatively like I feel like that would be a relatively easy like accessibility fix to make things more accessible. And one thing I really love about like doing content on YouTube is that oftentimes like they have like auto-generated subtitles, so that like that way it's like they might not be always 100% perfect, but they make the content so much easier for people who have difficulty like understanding what's coming from my lips. Like I love that YouTube has auto-generated subtitles, and I wish that like more like like I really would love it if like movie theaters and plays and stuff like made this routine, like found ways to incorporate subtitles, like so that way, like I just feel like that would be a huge step towards accessibility, to making things like more accessible to people with like different like hearing related needs and stuff. So yeah, thank you for listening to my idea for making like live theatrical performances more accessible for everyone, and I hope that you have a great day.